Ready to go live, ready to go live, ready to go live. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Forest Night out in St. Louis. Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. If you're in America, you probably, and you watch the debates, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not sure what I just saw. It was crazy. Everybody's got their opinions on it. Of course, the talking heads that are on the left are going to be pro-Biden, and the talking heads on the right are going to be pro-Trump. And I'm not sure if there's really anybody in the middle. And the moderator, in my opinion, absolutely was horrific at moderating. It was not good. He did not do a good job. It was just bad. It was just all over the place. So anyway, I'm going to leave my opinion to that. I think most people, when it comes down to voting here in about the next 36 days or whatever the vote's coming down to, how many days we've got, let's see, we've got 29, 30. So we got the 30th, then we got voting on what, the 3rd or the 4th. It's whatever that first Tuesday is in November. The 6th, no, that's October. Where's November at? The 3rd, yeah, the 3rd. So that gives us 31, 32, 33, 34, 35 days, give or take. So anyway, I think most people are that are made up for whichever side they're going to go on. It's going to be the people sort of in the middle that will probably decide. Yeah, the moderator again was just bad. It was a freaking train wreck. So it sort of brought me to posture, and it made me think about when we're prospecting and reaching out to people, even in conversations, or we have people sitting down across from us, across our desk, or we're talking on the phone. Having posture is something that's very, very important in a conversation. Matter of fact, I was having a conversation with a gentleman that lives in Arkansas that was looking to purchase from us today. And he was going through this, and the way we set up our pricing is we set up our pricing for our local neighborhood, for people to come back to and when we have products included in our pricing, to have them come back and do business with us, right? And it's set up that way. So the challenge is people live out of the area and they see that price and go, oh my God, it's a great deal. And then they want to go with a lower deal. They want to go with a different deal and say, well, I'm not going to use any of those services, so why should I buy them? Well, they weren't designed for you. So one of the things that I do is just say, well, you don't have to use them, but they're designed for our local customers. And you can always move here and take advantage of them. But if you don't want to, then they're designed for our community. They're designed to bring more business in our local community to our business, and to keep the traffic here and keep loyal customers and get repeat business. And unfortunately, if your local if your local dealer down there doesn't have those types of services, you might want to recommend them to them, to have you go there and do business rather than take the money out of your local community and spend it 200 miles away. And I said, you're taking money away from your community. You're taking away money from your neighbors that work there, live there, to come here, and then you want us to lose money when you're never going to come back and purchase additional services. So it was all about posturing, and I wouldn't flinch on the deal. Why? Because I know that 2 seconds after I hang up the phone, somebody that's local is going to walk in the door, and they're going to see the value proposition in that. So when you're working with people, when we're talking with people, anyway, let me back up a little bit. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Forrest Knight. I'm a social media marketing strategist. I love helping people succeed online. I'm on a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. And I hope you are too. So getting back to talking about posture, it's very, very important. There's going to be a couple of things to understand that you need to know. Let me get my notes up here really quick so I don't lose too much traction here. So 2 things that you need to know. We're talking about posture and action. So one is you need to understand, you have to have a clear vision of what your product does. What struggle or what solution does it offer to the consumer? If you understand the value in that, right? If you understand the value in that product, and it's not just a deal, it's not just a thing you're doing, it's actually, there's a value in that product. One is it's going to help you find the right fish. that's going to love that product. It's like, man, I love this product. I'm going to order this product. I'm going to eat it, drink it, sleep it. It's my product. You're going to find that person, right? They're going to be they're going to be the person that's going to be your customer forever. So once you have that belief and understanding in that product, and you know what it's going to do to solve somebody's problem or solve their struggle, that's half the battle of your posture. So when they come with you with some kind of crazy stuff, it's just like, I am rubber, you are glue, bounce off me and sticks on you, right? You don't have to buy into that. You don't have to feel uncomfortable like, well, maybe they're being a better salesperson than you are. Oh, I said sales, but I don't sell anything. You're selling something. I'm selling you right now on the idea of having posture, right? Because I'm talking about it, and you're trying to decide, like, is what he talking about? Can I buy into that? And I just said that. Can I buy into that belief? Can I buy into that? Is that something that makes sense to me? So I'm in the process of selling you on the idea that it's very important to have posture, and it's very important, if you're going to have posture, that you need to understand what your product does, right? What your product does to solve a problem or solve a struggle, right? So once you know that, it's going to give you confidence. So when you're talking to somebody, you have that confidence. Now, what does that have to do with action? When you have confidence, you take action, right? The more action you take, the more results you get. The more results you get, the more confident you get, the more action you take. And I'll back that up into my story, right? I'll back it up into my story. Last January, and I got to keep bringing this up, last January, I made a decision that I was going to reach out to 1,800 people in a month. So I did my math. I figured out how many people I was going to reach out to. I think it was like 53 people a day or whatever. I think that's the right math. And I was doing it. I went on my mission, had a few things happen in there. So I ended up doing 1,572 people. But what that did was it gave me confidence in the ability to know that I could do that many, right? I knew that I could do that. So long story short, I went into this, and then other people started jumping on the bandwagon, go, man, Forrest is doing it, I'm going to do it too. Guess what? By them taking action, they co-signed my action, and it gave me more confidence, right? So that's how you build a team. That's where the team part comes in at, because you start taking action and getting results, and then your team members start coming on and they start taking action and getting results, and you go, wow, now they're getting results, so I got to do it more, right? I'm the kind of guy, when I get pushed, for example, Ray interviewed me a couple of weeks ago, and he was talking about numbers, and then I did a training. He asked me to do a training inside a group, which to me pushed my button to even perform more now, right? It's like, I'm not going to let him down. I'm going gangbusters. I'm head over, because that's just how I operate, right? I'm competitive. And then when you push my competitive button, I even get more competitive. I become more competitive. I become more challenged. So I started looking at, what I was doing for my daily method of operation. I'm going, then it's in the back of my head saying, okay, how do I adjust this? How do I adjust this? How do I move it around? And today I came up with my plan, and I posted my daily method of operation, where I'm going to add 90 minutes in my mornings to my prospecting, right? I'm going to do 90 minutes. I'm going to do what I call a timed prospect. I used to do numbers. I'm going to reach out to this many people in a day. Well, I'm switching it up a little bit, and I'm going to 90 minutes. So I'm going to prospect straight for 90 minutes with no interruptions every single morning, with the exception of Thursdays, because Thursdays I have a little bit different schedule. My Thursdays are going to be my 4-hour day. So I'm going to do prospecting for 4 hours, probably do it like in 3-4 hour or 4, whatever, 4 breaks. I have a break in between each hour, do some coffee, go to the potty, do some stuff like that, and just break it up a little bit so it doesn't get too monotonous. And of course, in the middle of that, I'm going to make sure that, because the rest of my day now I can do follow-ups, right? Because follow-ups are where the majority of your income is going to come from. So I'm priming my day. I'm priming the pump first thing in the morning by reaching out to people. And then the next morning, I'm going to reach out to people. And in the afternoons, I now can follow up with anybody that has responded. And I can have a system now that I think is going to work a little bit better for me, because I want to be able to push myself to the next level in terms of having consistent 1,000 reach outs a week on a consistent basis. That's not going to stress me out, especially bringing on board a team. Now I'm putting a system in place where the team can say, dude, how are you doing it? Here's what I'm doing. I had to stretch my day a little bit, so I'm going to get up a little bit earlier. I'm going to start working. I'm going to be a little bit more focused, and I'm going to do that because I want to take even more action and set an example. So the posture is going to come in as I start getting those results again. I'm going to start saying, hey, okay, I did this. I took it up a notch, right? I went from 85 a day to whatever that number comes out to be. I think it's like average about 125 a day or something like that. What it'll work out to get to 1,000. I think it's like 1,050 a week or something, in terms of reaching out to people, because I know there's somebody out there, there's a fish out there that when I hook him, right, he's going to go talk to all his fish buddies, and they're going to want to jump in the boat too, right? When I get that fish in my boat, he's going to be the one that said, man, he's the popular fish, he's the influential fish. He's going to be the one that said, dude, you got to come over this pond. This pond's really cool. We can swim out. We got a lot of food over here. It's a cool place to hang out. So that's the fish that I'm looking for. Well, I'm knocking on those doors, right? I'm putting those messages of hope in somebody's inbox. I'm building posture and I'm adding confidence. There's not a person on the world right now that can tell me that my system doesn't work. And I know it does, is because I've knocked on a ton of doors and I've done a consistent follow-up. Now I'm organizing and making a little bit. I got the muscles down. They're not sore anymore. I know the muscle, so now I'm adding to it. I'm pushing it to the next level. And I can do this with confidence and say, I know I do this. Now, it was so cool. I saw a post in our group where somebody had been struggling, and she reached out to first time. She's like, I got over the fear. And then I reached out to 3 people. I'm like, yes, because that just built confidence. She got out of her head, right? She got out of her head thinking that the world was going to come to an end. There was going to be a giant meteor asteroid hit the planet. If she reached out to people, and like, she felt so good. I could feel it coming through the post. She felt so good that she had reached out to those people. Now she's going, well, that wasn't bad. I'm going to reach out to 6, and then it's going to be 10, then it's going to be 50, then it's going to be 100. And to be able to see that progression, I know Glow, I don't see her on here right now, but Glow Rosales, she was one of those same things. She was playing around with prospecting, and then she just made a simple decision. Hey, all you guys are going big. I'm going to go big too. And it was really cool to see that, because she started prospecting. And then Latoya Landry, she did the same thing. She started prospecting, and to see the smile on her face, because she was like sort of stuck in here, to see the smile on her face, like, I'm getting results, baby. And she wasn't focused on the results. She got focused on the action that it took to get the results, right? And that's what's very important. So now she has posture. She's got some swag when she's like prospecting. She's like, man, I know this works. You can't tell me nothing. Get out of my face, because I'm having fun, right? That's what happens when you show up every day. That's how you build posture, is through action, right? See, I got back to the action part. Your posture is going to come from taking action, learning how to respond to somebody when they say something stupid back to you in a post. Comes from taking action. It comes from surrounding yourself with a cool accountability group that's all on the same page that you can talk about it. It comes from being in a really cool group of other marketers. Say, hey, this was just said to me. I don't know what I need to say. And somebody can come in and say, well, this is what I would say, or this is what I would say. And a lot of the things in postures, you got to be very, very careful with coming at people, not sounding like a jerk or being arrogant, right? You got to be very careful. Well, this isn't a fit for you. Then here's what you got to do, is you got to remember, you got to love people where they're at, and you got to understand, when you're cold prospecting people, you have no idea what's going on behind the monitor. I mean, they may have just had a horrific fight with their spouse. They may have just lost a family member. They may be stressed about their job because they're not making enough money. With everything right now that's going on in the economy, and of course, you got the presidential election and all the kind of politic craziness going on, so that's added stress. So when you put a message in somebody's inbox and they don't respond the way you think they should respond, you get all bent out of shape and get all up in your feelings and come with some smart aleck jerk comment back to them and says, well, this probably isn't a fit for you. Here's how you respond better to that, right? If somebody looks at something and says, I'm not interested in this, or maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe they come at you sideways a little bit, say, hey, looks like you're having a bad day. I apologize. Really appreciate your time. I hope you have a really good day. And you just move on, right? You take the higher ground. I mean, I'm the first one. I can come guns a-blazing hard and hurt your feelings, but I realize that doesn't benefit anybody, because I don't know what's going on in that person's world, right? I don't know that maybe they need a hug, maybe they need some love, maybe they need something. And that also gives me posture, because I took the right kind of action and didn't come at them sideways. Because now, guess what? Because I was cordial and I was polite and I was nice, this person might be having a bad day, and I wonder who that was. And then they start coming and peeking on your profile and seeing that you're a really cool person, and seeing that you're doing lives, and maybe you're talking about your t-shirts or your masks or your roller skating or your bicycling or your dog or whatever it is you're talking about, right? I say, man, that Forrest guy, he's pretty cool, you know. That's pretty neat. Or Paula, she's a pretty nice lady. Or Cheryl, she's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna reach out to him and say, hey, you did reach out to me a little while back and ask me about a business. What is that all about? That's a win, right? Because you're showing up and you're taking action. You're taking the right kind of action. You're not out there just being a bully saying, oh, you don't look at my thing. Remember this, and I'm going to close with this. It's very, very important to understand exactly what you're doing when you're prospecting. What that is you're reaching into somebody's inbox and you're putting a message in there that asks them if they're open to taking a look. That's it. You're not asking them to join your deal. You're not asking them to buy a product. You're asking them to take a look. You're asking them if they're open to taking a look to see if your deal is something they might be interested in, or they might want to get more information on. Even before that, they might just want to get more information so they can make an educated decision to move forward, because this is a business, right? We want to make sure we go through just like an interview. When you fill out your resume and you walk in, it's not just the person on the other side of the desk deciding whether or not you qualify for the job. When you walk into an interview, you're scoping the place out, right? You're looking to see how the place looks. I went in for an insurance interview when I had my insurance license, and I walked into a company and I walked through the building and pulled in the parking lot, and I was really excited because they had a really cool pay plan they talked about on the phone. And I walked in and I walked past this person, and they were sort of scowling a little bit. I was like, what's that about? And I went on the elevator and I went up and I went in, and the receptionist was like, everybody seemed like they were just in a real crappy mood. And I'm sitting down in my seat and I'm just looking at people. Nobody said hi to me. Nobody's speaking to me. I mean, there's just all kinds of people just walking back and forth. Nobody says, hey, how you doing? What's going on? Are you here for an interview? Nothing, right? I mean, I'm just getting like this total cold shoulder, and something inside my gut says, this really isn't the place for me. And when I went in and I sat down and I started listening to the guy talk, I could tell he was the cancer in the place, because he was just came off a little bit arrogant, came off a little bit crass, and I just wasn't feeling it in my gut. So while he thought he was interviewing me for a job, I was interviewing him for a place that I was going to bring my talent and make them a lot of money, right? So I looked at that, and he asked me something, and I don't know, how do I want to move forward or whatever. And I said, you know what, I'm not feeling this. I actually said, I'm not feeling this. Something just doesn't feel right about this. And I think I'm going to go interview elsewhere. And when you get your securities license, you spend a lot of money, take a test, you spend a lot of time studying. And I wanted to make sure that I was going to put my talents and all the money I spent and all the time I took getting licensed in the Series 763 and all the other crazy licenses and life and health and all that kind of stuff. And my brain was like, I wanted to make sure I was going to put my talents in a place that was going to deserve me, right? So you got to remember that when you're out there prospecting, people are looking at you as well. They want to see who you are. They want to understand. They want to know that you're a legitimate game changer, that you really got something going on, that you're going to bring value to their life. And the only way they're going to do that is a lot of times they'll say no before they say yes. So you've got to have a follow-up system in place. Remember, they're only looking. They're open because you ask them. They may say no to your opportunity, right? It's like, I'm not really interested. Great. Just ask it out of curiosity. Now you got to be careful how you say this. You don't ask them why they decided to take a look. You say, somebody says, what were you expecting to see? I like a little bit better question. Hey, I know you said, and I know you said you're open to taking a look at some ways to earn some extra money from home. Curious, what kind of stuff are you looking to do? Maybe I can help you out, because I literally know thousands of people in the industry. What kind of stuff do you like? What kind of industry might you be interested in? I'm going to ask them this question, because my goal, of course, is to make an impact. Even if they don't come in my business, that person might go out and start a huge business with another company and impact tens of thousands of people's lives in the network marketing field, and fill up a bunch of empty refrigerators, right? Even just because of the conversation I had, and I was able to plug them in with one of my buddies more in line with a product they feel like they wanted to work with, right? So that's how you look at this. That's where your posture comes from. As long as you got to fall in love with what you're doing, You got to understand the value that your product provides to the marketplace. And I love that's what Ray said this morning. You need to know the value that your product provides to the marketplace, and you need to know what you as a person bring in value to the marketplace is very, very important as well. So, and that's how you're going to stay postured up. And all of that comes with just taking a lot of action, showing up every single day, 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 and you'll get a ton of results. So I said all that to say this: if you don't have your Rankmakers Live tickets, go get your Rankmakers Live ticket right now, rankmakerslive.com. The event is going to be off the chain. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to this because it's going to equip me with a lot of tools to go out and make a more biggerific impact on a lot of people. I'm totally excited about that. I'm just like, it's coming here. It's like in 8 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. It's coming. I'm so excited. Go get your tickets. If you get your tickets now, I'm going to do a special training for everybody that buys tickets from now through the close of business tomorrow, 11:59 Central Standard Time. So if you don't have your tickets yet, go get them. I'm going to do a cool prospecting on LinkedIn training. If you don't use LinkedIn, this will absolutely blow your mind. People love the training. It's really cool. I did it before for another group, and it really made a huge impact on a whole lot of people's lives to see their business grow. And I really want your business to grow too. So go get a Rankmakers Live ticket so you can be part of that training I'm doing on LinkedIn. I love you. Jesus loves you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. On a mission to have no more empty refrigerators, make an extreme impact, and be a legacy creator. I hope you are too. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.